lovely Sunday afternoon to celebrate the launch of Wendy Barker's newest poetry collection. We're all very excited to have you here. I'm going to introduce our first reader. First we have Michael Anania. Michael is a poet, essayist, and fiction writer. His published work includes 12 collections of poetry. His work is widely anthologized and has been translated into Italian, German, French, Spanish, and Czech. He has also published a novel and a collection of essays. He's a Professor Emeritus of English at the University of Illinois at Chicago, and a member of the faculty in writing at Northwestern University. He lives in Austin and on Lake Michigan. Please welcome Michael Anania.
Okay, this is the book of the moment. It's the one that came out when we were in Portland last year. So a couple things, maybe a few short things. This is called Durations. It's dedicated to Charles Thomas, an old friend, English poet who spent a long time in the American Southwest. And that's what this is about. Yucca, blue flax, pinions, and their shadows, snakeweed. Each mesa has its own dialect, each tree its own habit. Pronghorn deer graze here, listen to feathered clouds passing. A suffix meaning always, another for just then and just now, the present opening its own occasions, like the stain rainwater makes in dry soil, just then, just now, as ever. I've tried playing around with the fact that there was this curious nature of tenses in the Hopi language. Well, I asked a friend who can't be here today what I should read that she could imagine listening to, so she suggested this. This is called As Seen. A little quote at the beginning is from Dante, Form and Matter Joined. It's about painting. This morning the water tumbles toward me full of light and foam, brief lines discerned in fragments, the sand churned, blue going toward brown and opaque. These shapes occur and reoccur, light grown thick, as though this tumult proposed a clarity we might move in and among. Imagine thought curled over itself, each thing folded inward, time spun into threads. You wet each strand between your fingers, unsteady, lift them one by one up to the needle's eye. After several tries, passing them through future and present perfect, the past knotted in place and held firm. Consider the still life not dead certainly, or even inert, but rather color poised at once liquid and solid, orange paint raised at the orange's edge, brush and hand implicit, light, its light, not yours, caught in the bristles track, an occasion of form and matter held there. Space exceeds to color, color to motion, motion to gesture, each the other's moment, each moment of force, arced and snared and made still. A table of ordinary objects skewed as though each thing acquired a kind of force, sharing in the painting's equilibrium. So we stand before a cascade of causes, arranged, the table set, light from an unseen window, crossing from left to right, each shadow darkening edges, apple, pear, the pictures raised, side raised and curved outward, insistent, cloud-like. It is a weather then, a landscape, arms, legs, her head turned, bare shoulder, lines in a cloth thrown there carelessly, fold after fold, hillside, hip, the valley at her thigh, rainwash, her ankle. Each surface always engaging another, flat table intersecting the flat canvas, paint disturbing both planes, deliberation intended but with unanticipated consequences, reasoning backward effects within effects, arbitrary, essential. Surfaces we carry with us like love songs or grace, a condition, not a quality, Part of its beauty is anticipation, part the way memory is confirmed and gives way to separate occasions, crafted moments, bright filaments the eye spins out and pulls back. John Locke thought we looked at things by sending out little BBs of perception that then bounce back to us a little bit like sonar. The still life is Cezanne, as everybody recognizes immediately. Oh, this is a Ransom Center poem. If you go to the Ransom Center, which is just down the street, you can see the world's first photograph. And so this is about that. So, and the chemistry here is just the chemistry of that photograph. Bitumen of Judea and oil of lavender, the slanted roofline still barely visible. We stare into its varied grays and its archaic magics. The first photograph, shadows shadowing the dimpled metal plate, shaded with hours of sunlight passing through. Wait. It is, after all, the real imposing itself on the real. In time, touch always leaves its mark. Light is a hammer, earth its forge, bitumen asphalt welled up, Hephaestus. You walk over there. You have to go into a little shadowy room because if there's any really direct light, you won't be able to see it. It's pretty amazing. So you pass the Gutenberg Bible, turn right, look at the world's first photograph. It's an astonishing place. It's called Reaching. We thought that sudden was what mattered. Each touch met with desire, each desire equal to the other, chords progressing into chords, music and fervor, breath amounting to song, descant and sigh. And then this is a sequence that gives the book its title, called Nightsongs and Clamors. It bops around. The center of it happens in Omaha, Nebraska, where I'm from. I was there recently at the Preston Love Museum, which is in my old neighborhood. The neighborhood's gone, but the museum is there, and a little, wonderful little woman as a docent was taking me around, showing me things, and I was talking my way through them as usual. And she looked at me strangely and said, "How do you know all this stuff?" I said, "Well, I grew up here." And she looked at me even more strangely and couldn't figure it out. So, Nightsongs and Clamors. And if I tried and did try, there is still no code I can find in the sound of the brittle leaves the live oaks are dropping this March night. A rasp not quite like breath or song, a kind of absence milled from loss, a game perhaps. We hide and seek, press our faces towards sleep, the day still hissing in our ears. A drop forge, its rhythms beat out the long night's labor, the flash at the die's edge, its remnant dawn chipped away. Beam crane and gantry. Between 4 and 4:05 a.m. the clock slows and slows. I wish I may, I wish I might, see the sun streak the gray skylight, hear nothing for just a short while, listen for myself returning. And this is, the third one is for my friend Maureen Owen, who lives in Rosenberg. At 24th and Lake Street, Maureen, music heralded the night. Joe Turner, Ruth Brown, the Drifters, Little Walter, and Otis Rush. All night long. Something caught there the moment swaying. You are all at once aware of your breathing, its measured rise and fall. The streetcar tracks like a stream you cannot cross, should not cross. Overhead, the trolley wires spit out arcs of light. They linger in your eyes and bite your tongue. Red neon melts into the damp air, sputters and hums along. Sin like a chorus, Dixie Peach, hi-hat, and drumhead pulsing. I spent a lifetime trying to get Dixie Peach and hi-hat into a poem, and I got them into one. Are we alone and here alone? Rameau's consoling symmetries, residual city light, its ingathering ash. Night is a space, a precinct of self we curl into. Things rush past us, spin away like corn stubble, fallow fields, the highway reels past us, constellations, distance holds in place. What shall I wish for? Pleasant dreams, she says, reaching for the light. To find a pathway through a field of doubt, one measure at a time, determined as crystal perhaps, or as unlikely as song. So guide me now, Calliope, heel and toe, a step and prelude, words and weather persuade us. Move the night along. Sparks in our eyes flash against the darkness. Empty is its own space, defined by what surrounds it, tremors and memory. Voices splinter against brickwork like shells, first tumbled and polished, then shattered. Sirens we know by heart coil and strike, elms flail serrated leaves here and there. Mercy, someone cries, have mercy, rain like a chorus, locusts, tree locusts, the pavement's breath slow and uncertain. Lord, Lord, I don't know what's going to make everything all right. One wheel on the mobile stretcher, chattering by. Oh, that's 15 minutes. Thank you.